Okay, so I just want to show you guys, I'm getting my oil changed. It's a mobile oil change. I don't have to do anything. I'm going back into work. I just trained 2 camps. I just brought my car out to the front because I normally park in the back. Brought my car out to the front. They're going to change my oil and bring my key in, and by the time I'm done with work, my oil will be changed. God bless. So I just got into my car from getting my oil changed. Y'all, look how cute. They left a little... That's so cute. Don't mind my dirty car that I just vacuumed but didn't really vacuum. I know you guys can't see me. I'm putting my shoes away. You guys, this was the practice I needed. Oh my gosh. Full out was really good. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but she was pretty close. And then I just ran a couple... I'm putting my shoes away. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. Then I just ran my push-up sequence through basically like the middle minute, I guess is how long that is. The middle minute. It's actually not the middle minute because the push-up sequence starts at 1 minute. It's like, I don't know, the middle 40, something like that. It literally doesn't matter. I ran the section, what I would call like my 2 hardest sections, because one of them is the push-ups, which just takes the most out of me. And then the next part is the part that we've been trying to fix for the last month. And I ran that section like 3 times, like just trying to execute as perfectly as possible. And let me tell you, everything. It was everything. If I perform it like that on stage, it will be worth all of the tears that I've cried during this prep. Every tear. If I do what I did today on stage, I will be very happy. You know how I kept saying like, yeah, they were good, but it wasn't the one. Like it was good, but it wasn't the one. Today, I felt like I did what would satisfy the one. There are still things that I want to do better, that I can do better, but we got it today. Thank God.
Oh my gosh, yes, to both of them. I mean, before I even watched the second one you sent, I thought it was good, but then you sent the second one and that's it. Like that has to be, it must be that. So where you're at now, let's go. Like that is, yes. How exciting. Oh my gosh, how do you feel? Do you feel it? I hope that you do. I hope that you do, because it certainly, watching it is a much different vibe than it was before.
Okay, so officially, everybody, welcome back to the vlog. I know I already filmed the clip in this video, but it is what it is. I am, you know what I'm doing. I'm early to pick up my daughter from school, and I'm going on a walk. I walk the other direction. I normally like walk down to the store, but there's a park by her school, so this time I walked toward the park because I don't really have a reason to go to the store, although we do need peanut butter, so I guess I do. Whatever. Just walking the usual. So let's talk check-ins. I was 134 this morning. I mean, y'all, I can see it in my midsection. Like, I did go to the bathroom after, but of course I had already had a lot of water. I had already had coffee, so like I didn't even weigh myself after that because I was at work. So I don't really know what my true weight is, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Like, they're not putting us on the scale. I will say that I look pretty good. It's definitely not going to be my best. I mean, I think we've already established that this is not going to be my best, but it's not going to be my worst. It's not as bad as I think I've been making it seem. I'm still in shape, but I don't look as bad as I did at Ben Weider. Like at Ben Weider, I straight up got on stage out of shape. I am in shape. To be honest, I probably maybe am barely behind the Arnold. Like, I mean, I actually put my check-in photos next to my Arnold photos today, and they look pretty close. I mean, I obviously still have a peak week. Happy peak week, by the way. I still have a peak week, so I mean, we'll see what we can do as far as, you know, just getting rid of a little bit of the water. But I mean, at this point, probably only going to lose another pound of fat, maybe 2 if I really, really dig. But you know, it's also peak week and we're trying to manage recovery, so we don't want to be doing 2 hours of cardio the day before the show, right? So anyway, all that to say is, had check-ins. I look all right. I still think, again, like, I mean, at my very, very, very best, like, potential, what I thought that I was going to be looking like at this Olympia, when I started my Olympia prep 8 weeks ago, like, if I really would have had a perfect prep, I think I could have been, I don't know, it's hard to say, right? Because I also don't know what anybody else is going to look like. I mean, I think maybe in the, okay, let's see what we have. We have Allison, Shelly, Tam, Amy, Jacqueline. That's 5. That's the definite first call out, I think. And there will probably, out of 11, there's probably going to be a six-person first call out and a 5-person second call out, because I don't think they want to leave a dead center for the first call out, right? Because what's the excitement of that, of having who the winner is, right? So I would assume they're going to have a 6-person first call out. So those 5 are definitely going to be in the first call out. Then we have, maybe muscularity wise, maybe Jenny, but in general, Jenny hasn't fared super well in the physique round, like compared to some of the shape people. Now, she did bring her waist in a bit for the Masters, but like, I just don't know. Like, I think muscularity wise, Jenny would maybe be next. But then we have someone like Jessica Z, who also is very muscular, not as muscular as Jenny, but pretty muscular and has a little bit of a tighter waist. She doesn't have a great shape, but she does have a tighter waist. I don't know what her conditioning is going to look like. Then you obviously have Amber, who was that next person who was in the first call out at the Arnold. But Amber, like, didn't do amazing at prejudging at the Olympia last year. I mean, relative to everybody, right? Like, I mean, Taylor beat Amber in prejudging. I want to say Cerise beat Amber in prejudging. Did she? I don't know. I can't remember. But Amber has been doing really well this year. But then you have someone, so Amber's going to be peeled. But then you have someone like Anya, who I honestly don't think that Anya's going to beat Amber or Jessica. So I guess I can take her out of the conversation. All that to say is, if I would have been at my very, very, very best, I don't know that I would have beat Jessica anyway, because she's so much more muscular than I am. Even if I was peeled, I'm just not nearly as muscular as her. I don't know if I could have beaten Amber. I mean, Amber's going to be peeled. I don't know if I'm closer in conditioning, if my shape is enough to beat Amber. Like, so all that to say is, like, realistically, even at my very, very best, there still was only a few people that I might have been able to beat. So all that to say, again, for the 4th time, all that to say is that it's looking like a solid 11 out of 11. I think before it was like a maybe 11 out of 11, even at my best. Now I think it's a solid 11 out of 11. It's not at my best. But the routine. After today's routine practice, I feel like I could still get a top half routine score. Anyway, I'm just ready for this to be over, you guys. Like, truly, I've been in prep for way too long. I know I still have Ben Weider after this, but I have the Olympia. And then, like, 3 weeks later, I'm going to Panama for work. We won a trip. We're, like, in the top 6% of gyms in the nation. And so they send us on, like, this all expenses paid trip to, every year it's a different country. This year it's Panama. So me and my other 2 trainers in the leadership team, we get to go on this trip. So that's the first week of November. And then after that, I basically have 3 weeks until Ben Weider. So it's like 3 weeks until Panama, 3 weeks until Ben Weider. And then
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off.
I will not be doing the Arnold this year. I need a break. So hopefully I win Ben Weider so that I'm qualified for next year's Olympia, so that I can actually take a break. Because if I don't win Ben Weider, then I'm not qualified for Ben Weider and I'm not qualified for the Olympia, which means I would have to do Emerald Cup or the Canada Natural, which are both early in the year. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. Like, at this point, if I don't win Ben Weider, I'm not doing Ben Weider next year. Like, I'm not competing early enough next year to qualify for Ben Weider. I'm just going to have to not do Ben Weider, and if I want to qualify for the Olympia, I'm going to have to win a different show. But I don't even want to think about it. All I know is that I have the Olympia in 7 days, and then I have Ben Weider in 6 weeks, and then, 6 weeks after that, and then she's sitting her ass down. I'm doing the High Rocks with my mom in February. That's what I want to do. I want to train for the High Rocks and eat to perform. So, anywho, I don't know if I talked about my check-ins. Aurelia's baby shower is tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm on the hosting committee. I'm in charge of, like, decorations, so I'm doing a balloon installation. It's not going to be an arch. It's going to be like a waterfall, if you will, and getting some just like signs and stuff printed and stuff. So anyway, I'm so excited about that. I said I'm hanging by a thread, and she said, I hope that the baby shower like strengthens the thread. I said, the baby shower at this point is the only piece of the thread. The baby shower is the only thing I'm excited about right now. I'm just so beat, you guys. I'm just so tired. When you've been in prep this long, I feel like nothing is good. That sounds so weird and depressing. It's hard to be excited about things in prep. Like, you just are so drained. At least I am just so drained. Even the things that do bring me joy are just hard for me to enjoy, just because I'm just tired and hungry. So anywho, welcome back to the vlog. I think that's it. The weather's really nice today. It's like not hot, which I do like it hot, but it's warm, but cool enough for me to wear a sweatshirt because I like wearing a sweatshirt. Anyway, nobody cares. That's it. Welcome back to the vlog. I'll check in with you guys at the baby shower. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, October 4th. Good day. Saturday the 4th. I just took boot camp, so did some cardio this morning. And now I am headed quickly to FedEx to pick up some prints. And then to Trader Joe's to get a salad bag. And then I'm going to go home. And today is Aurelia's baby shower. So I got to get ready for that. You know, I have probably like a couple hours before I need to be on the road to the baby shower because I got to decorate. I have to make a whole entire balloon installation, which realistically will take like an hour. I've done them before. I'm not like a professional, but I have done them before, so it doesn't need to be the fanciest thing we've ever seen in our lives. I just have to pick up some prints of like just a couple of the games that we're doing. And then, like I said, I need to get a salad bag because I obviously am not going to be eating Italian pasta salad and barbecue meatballs that are on the menu. Workout was really good though. Got my heart rate up. I'm still 134. Like, it's crazy to me that I'm 6 days out from the Olympia and I'm 134. But it's also crazy because I can see my body. Like, I look good. I'm definitely, and I mentioned this before, I'm definitely not at my best. Nobody's gonna be like, wow, Andrea looks amazing, but I look good. I don't look like, sorry guys, the sun is crazy. I don't look like what I normally look like at 134. So that tells me, especially because I've been 132 like a few times in the last few weeks, that tells me that most of this weight is not fat. It's like waste. Obviously the midsection is like, my digestion is just a horrible nightmare. So I think that like a lot of it is like, I think fat wise I probably am closer to 131, which is why I look the way that I look even though I weigh 134. So anyway, all that to say is at this point, like, we're 6 days out. I'm so sorry guys, this is the light. I don't know what to do. At this point, I mean, what else can you do? I can't go back and have a different prep. So, this is driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to do this later. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, October 5th. I am just headed to Powerhouse to run this routine. It's like almost noon. We had a long, slow morning. First off, I slept in, which was amazing, till like 9:30. I never sleep in that late. I guess I was more tired. Sorry, I knew this was going to fall. I guess I was more tired than I thought that I was. I don't know. I didn't, like, when I woke up, I was like thinking it's probably 7 o'clock, and it was 9:17. So anyway, just long, slow morning. Now I'm finally headed to Powerhouse. Hopefully, this is going to be like a walk-in, get warm, walk the routine, run the routine, be done. 30 minutes or less from the time that I walk into the gym to the time that I am done with this routine. And then I have an hour of cardio. Then I have some other errands to run. We got to, like, you know, I got to get asparagus. We're out of peanut butter, like just like food stuff that we need. And then I do have to do more cardio later, but I'm going to do like boot camp cardio, athlete games workouts. Going to cook the brownies today. I promised Reagan we'd make brownies. And then start packing. Ruben already like packed a lot of his stuff. I have not started packing, but tomorrow's our last full day in town. Like, we leave on Tuesday. It's Sunday. So like this stuff, it's time to get it done. Cause on Tuesday I train all morning long and then we're going to get on the road. Like, we might take Reagan out of school early just so that I can see her, like, so that we can see her before we leave. But realistically, like, Tuesday is work and then drive. It's a 4-hour drive to Vegas. So we'll get there like in the late afternoon, early evening, hit cardio again when we get there on Tuesday, cardio and routine hopefully on Wednesday if I can find a gym to run the routine at on Wednesday. I'm going to look it up. I'm sure there's going to be somewhere that I can go. Thursday will be a total rest day. Then we compete on Friday. Like, I cannot believe we are here. Your girl is still 134. This is crazy. But it just is what it is. Like, I was listening to a vlog. I'm actually going to run into 7-Eleven. I might keep talking about this, but in case I forget and I have to come watch this video back, I'm going to be talking about Team Adam, or Team Elite Physique, Coach Adam, and what he said about the Olympia. Okay, so I just went to 7-Eleven. I wanted, of course, a Ghost Raspberry Cream, but They didn't have that flavor. They were sold out. Everybody's getting them. So instead, I got just the 7-Eleven Rockin' Rainbow. This is like the one that kind of tastes like cotton candy. So I just got that because, again, I've said it in multiple episodes now that I wanted to get C4. Like C4 is usually like my second choice. To be honest, at 7-Eleven, C4 is usually my first choice. But recently, it's been Ghost because I've been getting that raspberry cream. I also like the pink lemonade and the Welch's, but I have to be in the mood for the Welch's. And the electric limeade is really good. But I wasn't feeling any of those. And then, like I said, I would have normally gone to C4, but I don't like having beta-alanine before my routine practices. So anyway, all that to say is I got the 7-Eleven brand. Okay, so Adam, Team Elite Physique, he, I think mostly coaches bikini. I don't even know if he coaches any other divisions. He's Ashley Cotwaltzer's coach. For those who know bodybuilding, like you know who I'm talking about. If you don't know bodybuilding, I guess it doesn't really matter. He's a well-known coach, and has very high profile athletes. So anyway, I was watching one of his videos yesterday, and he was doing a top 10 prediction of Bikini Olympia. First of all, he kept calling Jourdain, and it was, I was irrationally irritated by that. I literally wanted to leave a comment and be like, that's not how you say her name. But that was not the point of his video at all. And I hate when people leave comments like that, with just like, did you contribute to this conversation at all? Like, so I was just like, Andrea, whatever. Like, if he wants to pronounce Jourdain, whatever. Even though not whatever. Like, pronounce people's names right, especially black people. But anyway, top 10 predictions. One thing he mentioned that I was like, yes, oh my gosh, this is so real. He was talking about Jasmine Gonzalez and how she looked, however she looked at the Olympia, and she looked, whatever. What was he talking about? I don't know if actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if he was talking about Jasmine or Amy. He was talking about someone. It actually doesn't matter who he was talking about. He basically was saying this person looked the best that they had ever looked at the Arnold. So it must have been Amy. He said her Arnold look was insane, and I actually don't think that her previous Olympia look was amazing. It was Amy, because he was saying that he thought that Amy at the Arnold was like lights out, ones across the board, and she lost to Vanya. And he's like, when she ranked higher at the Olympia, when he didn't really think that she actually looked as good at the Olympia, but at the Olympia she got 4th. Anyway, he was just saying that, she's someone who he feels like consistency wise, there's a lot of people whose Olympia looks are not their best look. And he's like, and I think it could be a stress thing. Like, once you go to the Olympia a lot, you don't have the stress of this is the Olympia. Like, it's just another show for you. And he's like, a lot of people, their Olympia look suffers because of the stress that an Olympia prep produces. When all their other shows, they're very consistent. They show up amazing because they feel like lower pressure shows. So they don't have those external factors impacting their prep, like negatively impacting their prep. And he's like saying, I think that when she is 5, 6, 7, whatever, I think that when she's several Olympias in, we're going to see a level of consistency with her Olympia look that we haven't seen yet. And I was just like, wow, I feel like this is me. Like, I feel like this is me. It's like I have these amazing showings at these other shows, and it comes to the Olympia, and it's like my prep is crumbling around me. And then even the same with Ruben, like the Olympia this is Ruben's 4th Olympia. For 4 Olympias in a row. Now, he hasn't competed at this year's Olympia, but I see Ruben with my own 2 eyes every single day. for 4 Olympias in a row, the Olympia will not be Ruben's best look of the year. And I don't think that we are directly saying like, oh, it's the Olympia, so now I'm higher stress, but I just think that you pour so much into getting to the Olympia, and then you get to the Olympia and it's like a higher level of pressure that a lot of us are just like not able to cope with. And then, like I said, of course, then you just have life, and it's this combination of things where it's like you get to the Olympia and it's just like, okay, I made it here, but it's not my best showing. So anyway, I just thought that was really interesting with everything that I've been saying with my Olympia prep, like, oh, this is like actually been one of my worst preps, and it's not going to be my worst, but it's definitely not going to be my best showing. And then to hear him say like, yeah, this is something that I see happen often where people look amazing, but at the Olympia, they just can't put it together. And he thinks it's because it's the Olympia and people are not managing their stress well. And not that they're not managing it well, like some of the things are not, what am I trying to say? Some of them are not voluntary things like that you can control how you manage it, but it's just like, if you're having a stress reaction, you're having a stress reaction. And so he just was saying, you know, I think when you get several Olympias under your belt, then you can start to treat the Olympia like every other show, and you start to have a level of consistency at the Olympia that you have with your other shows. So it was kind of validating for me to feel like, you know, I've been feeling this like, feeling like I'm letting people down to not be at my best for this. And it was very validating to feel like it's not you. That's just how it is for a lot of people. And again, I still think I'm going to have a good showing. Like I think that I'm going to still feel proud of what I was able to do. But I also know that it's not my max potential, which is what I've been getting at this entire time, is that like, it's still going to be good, but it's not going to be what it could have been. And that just is what it is. So anyway, that was a really interesting episode of his. I don't really follow bikini like that. But I followed enough to know who most of his top 10 were. So anyway, if you like bikini and you don't watch his videos already, he's doing a giveaway. So I'm advertising for him now. Not that he needs my advertisement. He's doing a giveaway. If you predict the entire top 10 correctly, then he's like flying you somewhere. I don't know what it is. Go watch his video, I guess. Okay, so I'm at the gym. I walk in, I put my stuff in the exercise room, and then I went to the bathroom. And then I'm like, you know what, let me check the basketball court, because I actually prefer the basketball court to the exercise room because it's a lot bigger and there's no mirror, so I can like practice performing without a mirror, right? And I also can get a better angle on my camera. But I was in here, I walk in here, like walk over there to the corner. So just for reference, there's the door. I walked in, grabbed a chair, put it right there. And then I heard something behind me, which is over here. And I'm like, was somebody in here? No. And I see the speaker. Y'all, there's a speaker in here. I've been playing on my little baby speaker. I'm about to turn up in here with full blast music. I love this for myself. It's going to be a good morning. Okay, so we got it one-ish and done. I'll say one-ish because, so the plan was one and done, right? So I come in, I warm up, about to run it, and I kind of moved where my camera was because I wanted it to be closer. Like, obviously you guys don't see my practice videos, but the people who see my practice videos know that I'm always very far away from the camera, and that's so that I can get my entire routine in the frame, right? But I wanted to be a little bit closer so that I could see a lot, like I could see more, like as far as like what my face is doing and like just see a little bit more details. I wanted to be closer. So I moved my camera forward a little bit, and I thought that it was fine, but as I'm like going through this routine, I just knew I was out of the frame, so I stopped. I was like, I'm not doing this routine out of the frame. Like, that's the whole point of filming, is so that you can watch it. So I stopped, and it was good up until then, but I didn't finish because I was like, I'm not in the frame, and I wasn't. So then I moved my camera back to the original spot, and then I ran it and I hit it. So calling it a one and done because I stopped on purpose because of where I was in the frame, where I wasn't in the frame. It was good, you know, details wise. There's a lot of toes that need to be pointed, and then Missy mentioned like the flexibility of one of my kicks, but they're very small things that now my routine, and one thing Missy and I talked about is like, now my routine, confidence wise, is at a place where when I'm doing the routine, I can focus on thinking about the details and the performance rather than thinking about, am I going to hit this skill? Like, the details were so bad before because there was no way I could spend time to think about if my toe is pointed or if my leg is locked when I'm trying to stay in the air or when I'm trying to like hit a skill or save a skill. And now it's like the skills are solid and clean, so I can focus my energy on how this routine is coming across. Are my legs all the way locked out? Are my toes all the way pointed? Like, what is my face doing? And so I can focus on those small details. So I'm not going to run it again today. Today was just so one and done, get some cardio done. But tomorrow I am going to run it and drill sections like as much as I need to in order to just make sure I feel them the way that they're supposed to be, like point your toe all the way, you know, all the stuff that I just said. So tomorrow will be a full out sections. Tuesday I won't run it, probably just do cardio. Maybe I'll run sections when we get to Vegas, but it just depends on what time we get there, how we're feeling, whatever. Then Wednesday I'll run it full out. Thursday off, compete on Friday. I can't believe we are at this point in this prep. Like, this has been, ooh, is she gonna cry? This has been a very challenging prep for me. And I haven't crossed the finish line yet, but I can see it. And I am so unbelievably proud that, Lord willing, that I am going to cross it. Because it has been very hard. This prep has tested me a lot. And so I'm just proud of myself for showing up every day, and especially fighting through like everything I had to fight through with this routine. Like, and I know that sounds dramatic, like fighting through everything I had to fight through this routine. Like, I wasn't, you guys, a week ago I didn't have a routine. Like, not that I didn't have a routine, but like, you guys know I just started getting this routine, getting through this routine. Sorry, my watch like stopped my video. I had to do something on my phone. I just started getting through this routine, and I'm not kidding you guys, like 7 days ago, I was like, I'm not going to have a routine at the Olympia. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get through a routine. And so to be at the point where I can come in and run a one and done and feel confident that it's a good enough routine. Like, how many times did I say, I did it, but it wasn't the one. I did it, but it wasn't the one. Like, I feel like, again, there were things that I wanted to fix in today's routine, but if I do that on stage, I'll be happy. And it's like, it's been a lot. And I'm just proud that I was able to dig where I was able to dig. I wasn't able to dig in for everything. Like, I was not able to completely, do 2 hours of the hardest cardio on 800 calories and lift this many times a week and still train 25 hours a week and train athlete games and be a present mom and show up in my household. Like, I wasn't able to do it all. And so I am proud that I was able to do what I did. So obviously we're not there yet. Still in Marietta, not even in Vegas. But like, just getting to this point right now for me is a big win. And showing up on Friday is going to be another big win. Really, no matter how it shakes out ranking wise, I mean, I still have some goals of where I feel like I could be ranking wise, but ultimately, like, I just really want to put something on stage that I'm proud of, and I don't want to feel like, like I said before, that I let myself down and that I let the people who believe in me down. So anyway, all that to say, it was a great practice. Love that I found out how to connect to that speaker, because in the exercise room there's a speaker, but it's not Bluetooth, so you like have to have the cord. I feel like they keep the cord not out. Like, I feel like when you're a teacher of a class, you have to go get the cord, so there's no way for me to connect to the speaker in the exercise room. But in the basketball court, it's a separate thing, so they just have a Bluetooth, because anybody who goes in there and plays basketball, they can just connect their music, right? So anyway, that was a great realization and great for a good practice. That music was blasting. I felt like I was in Resorts World. Anyway, that's all. I'm only doing 30 minutes of cardio right now. I have 9 left. Then I'm gonna go, like I said, run some errands before I go home for a little bit. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Well, not welcome back. What's happening with my hair? That's how Reagan acts. I put my extensions in her hair last night. That's how she was. You can stop her. Anyway, I did get my hair done though. Did I say on here that the lady that was supposed to do my hair canceled my appointment like 10 minutes before the appointment? Anyway, so then I had to go on Facebook like, hey, emergency, I need a hair appointment in the next 48 hours. And I found a lady, and honestly, I'm like, oh, you're the one. You're in there. Like, old lady is out, new lady is in. Just because, well, I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. The old lady that was doing my hair was fine, but I never like loved my hair when I left. Like, it was just good enough. I feel like when I left this lady, I was like, yes, this like this is what I wanted. Obviously, it doesn't look like anything now because I like didn't do it. I'm walking in the wind, but I think she's my new go-to. Let's see. That's not what I came here for. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm walking to Avis, even though I think Ruben's going to pick me up. I don't know. He said he's on his way home, but I was like, I'm walking to Avis to go get the rental car. Reagan is at my mom's. All we have to do is pack up the rental and get on the road. So I told Ruben, let's try to leave by 4, but like in my mind, I told Allison, we're going to try to leave by 4:30, just because, I mean, that's just how we are, you know, we never leave on time. Where are my sunglasses? I don't have sunglasses. Anyway, but it doesn't really matter. Like, we're driving tonight. It's about a 4-hour drive, and we don't have anything to do. Like, I have check-ins tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Ruben doesn't even check in until Thursday. Like, we just, you know, obviously just wanted to get there a day ahead. Which is funny because this has been on my work schedule, like the calendar, for a long time. And I just kept checking it because the way that we do our schedule, sorry if it's super loud, the way that we do our schedule, like I make the trainer schedule, and then anybody who needs like time off or like, well, yeah, anybody who needs time off, they like highlight it yellow so that the rest of us, when we look at the schedule, we see what shifts need covered. And then when you put your name in, like when you are covering for someone, you put your name where their name was and you highlight it green. So, and that's just so that everybody knows, like, this was a shift that was requested to be covered and now it's covered. And we always like tell everybody, hey, I just put some dates in the calendar, like, can everybody go check the calendar? And we all just like fill in, like, we rarely have a problem with this. Anyway, so I've had my Olympia dates on there, like, since last month or whatever, since whenever. And I'm like, hey guys, can you check the calendar? Can you check the calendar? Like, just coming back to this, like, calendar still looks yellow, like, who's training? Anyway, every shift was covered except for tomorrow's early morning. So the 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. And so anyway, all that to say is, like, it did just get covered, like, with a lot of people, like, okay, I'm trying to get a sitter. Okay, my husband's out of town. I'm trying to do this. Okay, well, I work from this time to this time at the hospital, but I can't come early, but, you know, that's going to make me, you know, it was like all this big drama. And I'm like, and I didn't even really need to have tomorrow morning off. Like, I could have worked tomorrow morning and then drove to Vegas and still been there in time for everything that I needed to be there for. But of course, like, you always want to go early, but I mean, our check-ins are already 2 days ahead of our show. Like, it's one thing, like, we always go the day before check-ins. Hold on. Okay, so I was saying that we normally get to the show 2 days ahead. So check-ins are the day before the show. We normally get there the day before that. So realistically, tomorrow is the normal day that we would always go. But it's the Olympia. First off, Ruben always likes to go like earlier than that. If it were up to Ruben, we would have been in Vegas last month. So I just asked him, like, okay, would you rather go Tuesday through Sunday, or would you rather go Wednesday through Monday? Like, we're not doing 6 nights in Vegas. It's not gonna happen. We're not doing 5 nights. What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. I'm like, 5 nights. That's how many we're doing. So we're either gonna go a day earlier and leave the day after you compete, or we're gonna go a day later, which is my check-in day, the day before his check-in day, and we're gonna leave on Monday, and we're gonna have a whole free day in Vegas after you compete. And he was like, you know, I always want to go early, which is fine. So that's what we're doing, which gives us the freedom to just kind of lollygag on this travel day. But it's just funny, like I said, because trying to get my shift covered was a bit of a squeeze. So anyway, I just rambled forever. Yeah, so getting in the car, packing up, getting on the road. We should get there hopefully if there is not a ton of traffic. Ideally, we're going to get there by 9. I feel like we're going to get there before 10. I'm going to say 10. So there will be no cardio or anything else tonight. Like, once we get there, we're there, relax. Then I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I am going to run my routine one more full out tomorrow, and do cardio again tomorrow. And then Thursday will be a complete rest day. Okay, car is picked up. I got to do something about this storage, y'all. Car is picked up. It's a Highlander again. So first off, this is my fault because I never make my car reservations until like the day of or the day before. This one I made the day of, like literally I made it 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. So when I got there, the car that I reserved, they didn't have, or like the class that I reserved, they didn't have. I usually book an intermediate car because it's just like a regular car. It has the best gas mileage, and obviously we're like, for getting a car, like we are driving. And they rarely have it, so they pretty much always, they don't always, I would say half the time we get upgraded. Well, it's not, it is an upgrade, but it's like not an upgrade in my mind, because I'm like, the reason I booked the class that I booked was because I wanted better gas mileage. So when you give me a Grand Highlander, which is literally the car that I drive, I'm not getting better gas mileage. I could have just put the miles on my own car, even though I actually don't want to put the miles on my own car on a drive this long. But I'm like, I'm not saving gas mileage. But it is nice to just be in like a very clean car, just to like only have our stuff that we need for the trip versus every other thing that is in my car. So it's fine, but it's just like, I know Ruben likes getting SUVs, but I like getting, I want a hybrid Corolla. Okay, so we made it to Vegas, and I actually already started my next episode, like my check-in and show day vlog, but I realized I never closed out my other one, so I am just adding more bedazzles to my costume because I want to. I don't know, Reagan bullied me and told me that it wasn't sparkly enough, so now I am adding more sparkles for my daughter. Anyway, so I'm just closing this vlog out, and then I'll just continue the rest of this weekend on my next vlog. So we will see you guys on the Olympia stage.